Hey, Papa Ron, what's happening?
Hey,
I'm
Rod.
here. I'm here with the whole world full of cryptocurrency gurus here, man. And who ain't a guru? We're gonna teach him to be one. Not,
Yeah.
because we ain't no gurus, that's for sure.
Well, hopefully we can give him some
Some
interesting
information.
information. That's right.
That's right. We're just a news broadcast today, I guess, huh?
And we've been talking about occasionally some ICOs, Rod, and we kind of cherry pick the ones that we think might have a substantial
Yes, we
good
do.
platform and project. But what got us about this one? Galaxy eSolutions, and their call letters are GES on their tokens. Is that they're in business already? They're making money. Matter of fact, their first year, Rod, they took in almost $20 million.
My heck, this is their first year?
Yeah, so they've been up and running more than a year. They're what they do is they refurbish electronics, and to
Oh,
start with, they're focusing on smartphones, iPhones in the phone
oh.
industry. They've
Well,
got
that's a good way to get started, huh? Because, boy, there's billions of them around.
well, yeah, look at how many of these things get thrown away. Matter of fact, interesting enough, I went onto images about discarded cell phones. Rod,
Yeah.
there's landfills
Oh, you're
filled
kidding.
with these things. It's unbelievable the images that I saw. So it's a huge industry. Galaxy E Solutions, they have contracts with Apple and Samsung to refurbish
Oh,
their phones.
the two biggest ones.
Yeah, and they're working on a project right now to do droids also, Androids
Oh,
phones.
oh,
So
oh,
they're moving into that too, but they kind of take it from start to finish. They have a company that actually goes out and aggressively buys these used phones, and then they refurbish them in their plant in China, and then they have a sales department. And their
oh.
sales department contacts big companies that handle refurbished products. I'm not saying this is one of their customers, but for example, if you go to Best Buy here in the
Hmm.
United States, they have a refurbished program, not just cell phones, but other electronics.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, so you've seen that.
Yeah, I have.
So it's a big industry. Not only are the prices cheaper, but they're as good as new. They really are.
Yeah. I went down there. I like to tell you a little story about that. I went down to Best Buy and I got me a Samsung recorder. It was like $500. A camera, digital
Excuse
camera,
me.
and guy, I think it only cost me like 350. That's pretty freaking good. Still got the full warranty on it.
A lot better price.
Yeah, so it's great. And these guys, they offer a 13-month warranty on them after they refurbish them. So that's pretty freaking good too.
That's a better warranty than all the other. And folks,
Yeah.
there's other companies that do this, but they don't do it from start to finish like Galaxy does.
No.
So they have several platforms that they're designing, and they want to get onto the blockchain. And so we're probably wondering, well, God, if they're selling $20 million the first year, why do they need more funds through an ICO? Basically, it gets down to they want to buy more inventory and expand their department. They want to be one of the main players out there, and where they already have contracts with Apple and Samsung, and they're going to branch into other electronics, Rod.
Oh, well, that would be good.
And part of their big push too is that they want to be kind of green. Like I just said, there's so many images, or I saw several images of how many cell
Oh,
phones get
yeah.
thrown away. They say, man, we're just wasting things. It's a shame. Let's refurbish them and get them back out on the market.
That's the perfect idea.
The problem is though, and here's part of the solution that the blockchain is gonna solve for them, and we can get into this, folks. We're trying to make this short a little bit because as Rod and I looked at this ICO, we said, this is one that we would probably like to get into. But we had a few questions. So we reached out, sent off an email, and we heard back, and we're actually going to interview their CEO on the show after this intro. So he's coming on in just a few minutes, and we're
Right.
hoping to answer and explain some of these things a little better. But what they're trying to solve, besides the green, Rod, or what they need funds for through an ICO, they want to get on the blockchain. They need to raise capital for more inventory, more operating expense. They want to increase their refurbished area bigger. And matter of fact, Rod, I've got a picture here.
Oh yeah.
This is a picture of part of their warehouse, and of course they just sit there and refurbish these phones, and then resell them to some of these retail outlets and stuff. They don't just have a website trying to sell a couple of them here and there. They're trying to move some product. But let's get into that white paper a little bit. Rod, here's their website, and their ICO starts here. You know, we're kind of doing this video a little early, but we wanted to get a jump on it because we came across and says, "Gal, let's look at this. We want to get into it. We can plan on it."
Yeah, we can share it with you, with everybody out there in our crypto world.
Yeah, you know, the attraction for me, Rod, and we've talked about this, you and I, before.
Yeah.
We don't have to wait a year or two to see this product or their platform get developed and out. These guys are in business.
They're already there.
They're producing a profit.
Yeah.
And so we kind of like it. Anyway, their ICO starts in about 22 days, 28th of February.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You get 10,000 GES tokens for 1 Ethereum. Wow. But you don't have to come in with a full Ethereum. You can come in for 1/10 of one.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah, so, you know, those that are on a budget or something, and they're
like
giving
me?
out bonuses. Yeah, like you, that's right. In the interview, I want to talk about this Origin company and something else they have going on, so we'll cover that in a little bit. Their whitelist is now open, so you can get in and sign up to participate in the ICO.
That'll be good.
Here's that Origin again. I kind of read through that. Anyway, we'll put all these links down in the description box. Here's their team. But Rod, here's their white paper.
Yeah, that's the most important part. You know, and I noticed that they're on Twitter and also on Facebook.
Yeah, and Telegram, you bet. We'll put
and Telegram, yeah, that'll be good.
We can put those links down in the box also.
Okay.
Let me just go down here to page 5, Rod.
Okay, I'm there.
The industry lacks trust. Here's some of the deals that made sense to me as I looked through this. Phone versions unclear and products not as described. So what they're saying is if you go on some of these websites to order a cell phone that isn't on like the blockchain, you really don't know what you're getting. They want to build a trust factor out there to where you know that, for example, USA phones come with certain things that pick up on the signals. If you think of the term, tell me what it is, Rod. So if that phone is refurbished and sent to Taiwan, and their wavelength patterns are different, well, that cell phone isn't going to work there. And there's a way to even check, I think, the phone thing to see where it's made. So they want to have transparency in this industry. They want to say, hey, when you buy a phone, let's make it to where you know what you're getting exactly and where it's kind of been, and you know, is it going to work for where you're at?
Yeah.
Right here, phone versions unclear. In most phone trading websites, only the phone models are listed. Therefore, the exact versions of the phones are not shown clearly. So there's several versions of the same model number maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Phone version information is required so that buyers know that they're buying the right phones for the right markets. And then he talks about what
So what you're saying is the United States, we may have a different wavelength or a different microwave length, whatever those towers are, phone tower.
Bandwidth.
Transmit bandwidth than do like in Mexico or China or England or wherever.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So what they're saying is they want this stuff to be transparent, and that's one thing the blockchain will help them accomplish.
Oh, okay.
Through this, and plus it's on a smart contract, so the funds are all secure. There won't be any. They're going to cut down on the fraud of this. I guess there's a huge fraud business in redoing cell phones also, so they're trying to nail that and make it more transparent.
Okay, that makes sense.
Matter of fact, I keep repeating also, I've read this stuff. I read through the whole white paper, folks. There's a lot of information here. It didn't take long. It's worth going through, and we'll put that link down here also. Building trust in a trustless environment. One solution to ensure the right products in the right markets is to obtain the phone International Mobile Equipment identity from the sellers. So people that are selling it, there's a phone identity on there, of which every phone has one or two in it, SIM version. This unique identity number of every phone will reveal information such as the model number, the region, and hence the version and the related network bandwidth.
And the bandwidth, yeah.
And most of these, if not all of these present sites that are selling these refurbished products aren't supplying this information. So Galaxy's really, I think, on the cutting edge of this. They're actually saying, hey, we're going to take this to a new level with GES tokens, crypto, and the blockchain. Yeah. So I was excited to read all about that.
Yeah.
And the last thing, I know we're spending too much time on this, Rod.
Page 27?
Yeah, I wanted to continue. The growth is supposed to be, I thought I had an image on that too, Rod.
Right there.
Worldwide use smartphone revenues.
Hey, man, look at that. Wow, look at the growth on that.
Now, what did you say earlier? Oh, yeah, the dark blue is North America.
Yeah, the United States. And then got all that. Look at that light blue, man. Light blue outdoes the dark blue. I guess the people overseas and that need it worse than us, huh?
Well, things just aren't easily or as inexpensive over there as they are here.
Or something.
They're going to be very cost effective.
And anyway. Like we were talking earlier, you said with all the landfills with phones in them, they want to go green too, you know? So that makes it really important. I mean, we're all into green. We're all recycling stuff, so why not recycle these and resell them, make them good?
Especially as many as thrown away, yes.
Yes. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Well, let's not belabor this too much.
Okay, let's go.
Rod and I... Looking at this...
talk to the guy.
That's right. But we thought, God, what a program they have. We got sold on it already. They're in business. Now we want to discuss a little bit what these tokens are going to be used for, folks. How are we going to increase value on them? You know, for us, that's a key point. If I give you a whole Ethereum and I get 10,000 GES tokens, am I going to be able to get rid of them?
Yeah, what's my return? That's right.
Yeah, and are they going to increase in value? We're speculators. We're investors. It's okay to save the world and support, but I'm looking out for our money too. So anyway, hopefully we can get into that and we'll move on.
Well, Ron, it's what you call you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
and that's what these ICOs are about. They're saying, hey, trust us with your funds, and here's how we're going to pay you back. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yes, it is.
So with that, we'll hopefully this interview
get into our interview
comes on, and all right.
Hello there, my crypto big brothers and sisters around the world. And right in front of me, I got Mr. Yin Wong, and we're gonna be with Papa Ron, and we're gonna be talking about an awesome ICO coming up that Mr. Yin has started, and he's the CEO of Galaxy eSolutions, and Ron, do I need to add anything else to that?
No, Rod. We kind of did a preview to this interview, and we're excited to have Mr. Wong. And we kind of reached out to Galaxy because we had a few questions ourselves. He was gracious enough to come on.
He had a great platform and great product. Oh my gosh, it's awesome.
Hey, with that, Yen, why don't you start and talk about we've kind of already done preliminary on your company, but what about the potential growth of this industry? Maybe you can start with that.
Yeah, so it is a very big, massive refurbished economy. Like because according to the IDC report, okay, this year just the refurbished smartphone market alone is worth 20 billion USD, and it's projected to hit 30 billion USD in 2020, and the growth rate is double digit, much faster than the new smartphone because a lot of growth areas will come from the developing countries, and also like a lot of people are carrying second phones, and also the technology is changing fast, and people keep replacing, taking on new technology even faster. And so the emerging markets have a lot of need for all these phones as well. Yep.
How many countries are you serving right now with refurbished phones?
Right now, we are serving in about 20 country markets, but right now it's mainly the European countries and also like Australia and US. Yep.
Do you
So
find
mostly
that,
the develop. Sorry.
I'm sorry, do you find that countries outside of the US are more interested in refurbished phones than Americans?
Yes, definitely. A lot of developing countries, they have a big interest in this, but we still have to figure out because it's not as easy as just selling phones to them. We have to figure out a logistic strategy. We have to figure out how to do localized marketing because this is what e-commerce is all about.
So your company is kind of rare because you kind of take it from the start of acquiring the old phones, refurbishing them, and then getting them back out in the market. You're doing the whole ball of wax.
Yes. So effectively, we are more or less like a F2C model, which is factory to consumer. We try to take out the middle levels as much as possible, so to deliver the value to our end consumers.
And you have
Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah, regarding the buying back model, so right now we're in fact building a C2B model, which is consumer to business. So we are trying to buy phones back from the end consumer and have them consolidated into Hong Kong, where we ship to China for the final refurbishment, and then we re-export to all those country markets.
So you must have a big facility then to repair all these phones.
Yeah, in our Hong Kong office, it's like a fulfillment center, and also we have all our core people here, like the marketing, logistic person here. As for the factories, we are in the Shenzhen bonded area. I don't know how much you guys know about Shenzhen, but it's like the consumer electronics capital of China.
Oh, it's got to be huge then. And are you licensed then?
Yes, we are licensed by the Chinese government. What does that mean? It means that we can officially import brands like Apple and Samsung and refurbish them in our factories and then re-export out. Because like what I said, is in a bonded zone, so we have to re-export the phones out of the bonded area.
Oh. So I want to explore this just a little bit more. So how do you get them back out to the market? You don't sell them on your website or something. Do you go to retailers and things?
Not yet, because initially we still operate on a very light model. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that we only sell through our own websites, and we do a B2C model. That means business to consumer. Yeah, we are indeed interested in all those B2B and all this, but because we started from scratch, so we rather focus just on B2C. But after this seemingly successful ICO, the pre-ICO, we would go for the B2B and C2B model at the same time.
Okay, and we kind of covered this, Yen, in the preliminary video that you guys are doing about $2 million a month right now in sales.
Yeah,
You
about
started
so.
in 2016, and I think your first year you hit about 20 million.
Yep,
So
near
what?
20 million.
So what's the purpose then of the ICO? I mean, are you just looking to expand into more markets and get more electronics that you can refurbish? What is the purpose of the ICO?
Yeah. So because our ultimate goal is to build an ecosystem within the refurbished economy. So that's a very big goal. And we believe that our kind of model, we are going to integrate the blockchain technology into our ecosystem so that we have the not only our B2C, we'll have the C2B, B2B model as well, where we believe that blockchain would solve a lot of industry pain points. This is a very, very big goal, so we need more fund to grow. And as you know, e-commerce is typically an industry that winners take all. So we have to grow fast before there are more and more direct competition. But as of now, we don't see any clear market leader. For example, the closest that we could find for such an ecosystem, it might be, people like Amazon Renewed. Amazon has a specialized section for selling refurbished products, for example.
Oh,
So you're
so
trying to get a
you want to be the leader in this, right?
Yes, we want to build our whole ecosystem because Amazon only sells, but we want to buy from the end consumer, consolidate them, and also like refurbish them ourselves and sell to the end consumer. But on the other hand, like what I said, we have the marketplace where we would allow accredited suppliers to sell on that marketplace, and then to other retailers or resellers or even end consumers.
So that's the B and B side of it, right? The
Yes, that's
business
correct.
to business. Okay.
Not only that, and Yen, as I read through the white paper, and folks, they have two good videos on their website. One is a 45-minute interview with Mr. Wong. You definitely need to watch that. And right on the website, there's a 3-minute that explains and shows the factory exactly what they do. If you're interested in this ICO, you need to get on there and look at this stuff. But what's important that I read on the white paper is how much transparency you're hoping to gain through the blockchain, and the blockchain will solve issues with people purchasing used phones. They can actually make sure the quality they're getting is there and that the phone works within their designated area. I mean, look how many models there are, Rod, of certain phones. So you got to have some kind of accountability and some kind of transparency so people know what they're getting. Did you want to expand a little bit on that, Yan?
Yep. Okay, so because we have been in this industry for quite a few years, like we have a combined experience of like more than 15 to 20 years. So we know there's a lot of pain points in this industry. For example, there's a lot of fraud. There's a lot of wrong product being delivered to the wrong people and all this, or the different product versions. As you know, with smartphones, there's a lot of different bandwidth. For example, in the US, you might have the, what do you have that, the T-Spring and all this, yeah. The spring, yeah. So we have to ensure the right products are being delivered. So one good example in resolving this is having the IMEI, the IMEI track, because each phone has their unique identifier.
Right.
And with this, we will know that first, whether it's the right product for the right market, okay, and we can also track whether these phones are stolen phones or not, or whether they are locked or not. And we are also able to ensure that the suppliers, the seller of these items, do have the items ready, for sale. Because a lot of people might claim that, hey, I have this batch, but it's just an empty claim. Yeah. So on the other hand, we can track. We can use the blockchain to track the product movement, like the logistics and all this. And we can also have the blockchain to track how credible these sellers are. Yeah. And on top, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Yeah. And on top of all this, as we know, the blockchain In this industry, the turnover is very important. So with the blockchain, we can allow payments to be processed faster and cheaper because cross-border transaction, especially internationally with the US, is a headache because it typically takes like 3 days and costs you more than 50 to 60 USD.
Ooh.
So I have two comments, Rod, and I'm sorry, but one is Yen, when you finally learned about blockchain technology and Bitcoin, was that like an eye opener to you? It's like, wow, this is perfect for business.
Yep, certainly. Like what I said, I think is blockchain would change e-commerce. That's without doubt. It's just that I think as everybody in the crypto world knows that the processing speed, the congestion within the network is still a problem. But I think we should start planning now because in 1 or 2 years' time, I believe that all this will be resolved.
We agree. We agree. And when you mentioned pricing, do you feel that you're going to be competitive on pricing? Hopefully even cheaper than, and I know your warranty on the phones are longer than any other in the industry right now.
Yeah.
So we try to make the best offer to our customers. We might not be the cheapest because a lot of people would compromise on their product quality. But as you can see, we offer 12, in fact, we offer 13 months. Okay, it's a bit of a extra gimmick, but we do offer 13 months to our end consumers. So you can see the confidence we have in the product quality, because this is something that we don't want to compromise. Yep.
Oh, so, very good.
On the other hand, you can see that we have an F2C model, and that's what Amazon and eBay always try to achieve. They want to go to the ultimate supply source to cut up all the middlemen in order to offer the best pricing possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a comment, Rod?
No.
Well, listen. We got to get in.
Other than, I'm sorry, Ron. Other than that, Mr. Wong has really done a lot of thinking on this, and you could tell he's really got this nailed.
Well, and that's what's so exciting is they're in business already, and you know that's a huge thing for you and I, Rod, when we start looking at these projects.
Sure
now that I got all sidetracked, we got to get onto the tokens now. The GES tokens, and I think the and the pre-sale is already over. The main sale starts February 25th. Is that correct? 28th. Yen, can you hear me?
Yep, it's our 28th of February, not 25th.
Okay, 28th. Can people purchase now, or do they need to wait? They can get on your white list now.
Yes, yes, our whitelist is open right now. In fact, because if you're aware, there's a recent slowdown in the Ether pricing, so we are opening up the whitelist. But we give our backers 2 windows to do the Ether contribution. So the first window would open on the 6th to 8th of February. And the second one will be open on 22nd to 25th of February. Yeah. So this is a chance for our backers to lock in the low Ether pricing. Yeah.
Oh, well,
that makes sense.
Good. Yeah, that's
Rod,
awesome.
you better get us signed up on there, brother.
No kidding.
Yeah. But from what we see from the whitelist response, it's going to be a good one. Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Very nice. Okay, so we acquire tokens, and the white paper and a few of the other places say that we can use those tokens when you get it set up on your retail web page. So if I wanted to get a new iPhone, I can use those tokens on your website when it gets developed. It's not on yet, right? The website.
Yeah, but just one thing, because you said that new iPhone, we don't sell new iPhones.
No, I'm sorry.
We sell
Refurbished.
It would be new to me, but you're right. It's refurbished, baby. You didn't think I was going to let you get away with that, did you?
So basically, people would ask, why would I buy, GS tokens and all this? Okay, so for our tokens, there are a few things. Okay, firstly, we do allow them to use our tokens within our ecosystem. They can use it to buy products, and then every month we'll give them a rebate if they use our tokens instead of fiat money. Yeah. So that encourage them to use our tokens. But we understand that that alone is not enough because we are an ecosystem. So our tokens can be used by suppliers if they want to list on our websites, for example, to sell their products. So we can charge them to pay in GS tokens for premium listings, to accredit whether they are trustable suppliers. We can even do the refurbishment and then be paid in tokens and others. We can also do an inspection of goods and grade them accordingly, because this is also very important for big sellers or collectors of phones. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
you
nice.
really got
Yeah.
You
And
really
if you
got
can
this
allow
nailed.
me to expand more on slightly more on the token economy. Okay, so we actually offered to use 20% of our quarterly profits to do quarterly buyback, on our own tokens, and then we will burn 50% of them. The reason why is when we burn the tokens, okay, it would reduce the supply, and as long as we keep going strong, the demand will increase, and that would mean that the token price would appreciate, and that's how we return the extra value to our backers.
Did you get that, folks? What they're planning to do is, Yen says he's going to take 20% of the profits quarterly, and I think there's certain months, that they're going to buy back tokens off the exchanges and burn half of those up. So of course, the less tokens out there, your token should increase in value.
You bet.
How close are you to getting on exchanges? Are you talking to people already about exchanges you'll be on?
Yes, in fact, we have been discussing with a few, and we are confident that we would at least get on one or two, reputable and well-known, reliable ones. Yeah. However, because of their regulation, we can't be specific on which one. Otherwise, we might be penalized.
Sure.
The reason why we need to get on some really good ones is because we have one more thing that some people would call us crazy, if you like, because we have a token value protection measure. That means if the market price of our token falls below the listed price in terms of USDT, we would buy back regardless of our profitability. Yeah. Obviously, it has to be done in stages, But I think this speaks a lot on our confidence on the this project potential of getting big success.
Well, sure it does. Plus, you're
Wow.
protecting your investors who buy those tokens. So you're almost guaranteeing that they'll be at a certain price. So they're not going to drop down and lose money totally for the investors. That's great.
That's awesome.
But tell me, is Galaxy eSolutions crazy?
Well, you're looking out for everybody. You're not just in this for yourself. You're saying, hey, if people are going to give us money to increase our operations, what can we do to protect them? And so, no, I think you've thought it through. I think that's great. Hey, I got a couple more questions. One is about this mobile freak. I came across that in my readings. You're involved with Mobile Freak, aren't you? Kind of explain what that is and how involved Galaxy is in that.
Yep. So, like what I said from the start, we are like a hybrid e-commerce ecosystem. So, because we are a running business, so our B2C part will keep running as it is. And we believe that for our B2C platform, there's no need for us to go decentralized. That means there's no need to put on blockchain. The reason why is because we want to keep the branding and the customer experience consistent. And that's not because we are in control of the supply. There's no need to go decentralized. But however, that said, our C2B, B2B platform, there's a lot of benefits that blockchain will bring, like what I mentioned just now. And this part will be carried out using the mobile freak platform. Yeah. So this would go on blockchain. Yeah. So as you can even, for those people who wants to check, this mobile freak was created well before our ICO plan date. So you know that everyone could tell that we have the vision of becoming an ecosystem. Yeah.
Okay, so let me get this straight in this old man's brain, because I'm an old guy, you know. So when you start your business to business, that'll go on the blockchain with this mobile freak, which will help you put that on. Is that right?
Yes. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've been around a long time. What I've read on them, they've been around a long time, and they're really good about that, right?
Yeah, yeah. So sorry, I should have give you the short answer. I thought old man likes long. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, Yen, you're right. Sometimes I spend a half an hour trying to get something through Rod's head, man. It's like I can put it as simple as I possibly can.
Hey, I am slow, but once I grasp it, I hang on.
Slow and steady.
That's right. Slow and steady. Well, folks, let me tell you, if you're just listening to this, there's so much more involved in what Yen is doing with his company. You need to really branch out, get onto the website, get into the white paper. That white paper is full of information. All the statistics, all the numbers are in there. We're going to put in the description box of this.
Totally transparent.
No, and that's what they're really trying to be. And we haven't even talked about their green side of this. I don't know if we mentioned that in our pre-interview or not, but touch on that, Yen, about becoming more green with Galaxy.
Yeah. So as you know, electronic waste is a big problem in many countries. And the reason why our factories in the bonded area, because even the Chinese government doesn't want electronic waste, or what you call it, the dumping of such waste into their country. So everywhere, it's very hard to expose all this electronic waste. And most people just ask your friends around. I believe that each one of you would have like 1 or 2 extra phones, sitting around at your home doing nothing, and they become a threat to the world,
the environment.
So we have all these problems like the global warming and all this, blah blah blah. So having your phone refurbished and passed it to the next person who need it will be a much better choice. Yeah.
Yes, it will be. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, we want to go green, that's for sure.
Yes.
Well, Yen, it's been a pleasure to have you on. Is there anything you'd like to tell us that we might not have asked about that a potential investor might want or need to hear?
Yes. So as you can see, building an ecosystem is a very big goal. So we need all the support from the community to believe in us, because I think that given the blockchain breakthrough, we believe that this thing would really change the world, and there's a good chance because there's no clear market leader within this refurbished economy. I think there's a chance for us to become a market leader. So we need all the support. And I would like to use this chance to to say a big thank you to our team of advisors. As you can see from our team, they are really supportive and could give a lot of advice. And recently we added 2 Google managers who are digital marketing experts. So I think that's something really helpful, because without digital marketing, e-commerce won't happen.
No, that's right. It big. E-commerce is the best.
Yeah, to get into Mr. Yen, I had to go through a guy here in Texas. His name is Brian Colwell, and he kind of routed me through. But talking to him, he's your big crypto advisor. He's the guy that's involved in crypto and understands the blockchain, and he's a blogger. He's got his own website. Very impressive young man. Young to our standards, I guess. But this has been a pleasure to have you on. I think people can get a feel of who you are, which helps solidify their being able to want to invest in companies like this. So we appreciate you coming on with us for these few minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wong.
Thank you.
You've been a good host and a good explainer of your platform, especially to this old man.
I'll remember you.
Folks, really get in there and study this stuff out. If you're interested, there's a lot to read, but it's just very clear cut. I don't think you can go wrong in this one.
Oh.
Okay, Rod, back to you, brother.
All right, take care. And everybody, we thank you so much for showing up on our YouTube channel, and be sure to subscribe to us, and also thumbs up for all those who like us. And you got to like Mr. Wong, man. He's been awesome. And God bless.
Thank you.